Indonesia for the second period. He obtained his PhD degree from Kagoshima University, Japan, in the topic of marine social science. He is the professor of political ecology. Today, we would like to deliver a presentation entitled Socio-Techno-Entrepreneurial Program to Support Sustainable Agriculture Production and Food Security. Please, Prof. Arif, the stage is yours. Mantap.
Posisinya pas sebenarnya kena, jadi ini kepotong nih, terus makeup lu gak maju gini nggak apa-apa. Maksudnya kena karena itu
Gitu ya. Gitu ya. Enak itu sebenarnya. Soalnya saya jadi gini. Kalau gini jadi nari.
Ya.
Ini oke sih Mbak, udah mungkin.
Ya.
Ini kali ya.
Posisinya dirimu tuh gak mundur sebenarnya. Nah, gitu.
Gini.
Iya. Ini tuh biar ada, tapi ini kelihatan.
Ini nggak kelihatan.
Jadi gini ceritanya. Kita itu mencari-cari dengan si kamera ini agak jauh. Jadi biar bagus, biar Bapak berita sebenarnya.
Tapi di sini nih posisi.
Ya. Nah, ininya ya.
Nggak ada ini aja.
Bapak nanti kan nggak akan ke sini kan. Ini kan yang nangkap kameranya Bapak.
Nggak ada apa?
Bapak sekali-kali ke arah kamera.
Nggak ada monitor di tempatmu, nggak ada monitor, Zah?
Buat apa dulu?
Enggak, maksudnya ngelihat ke bawahnya ketara banget. Ngelihat ngelihat screen-nya. Jadi kalau apa kameranya apa contekannya agak dinaikin gitu. Zahra, udah.
Inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia dan alam semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Kampus terbaik, inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia dan alam semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Terus berpacu dalam keunggulan, lincah pembelajar untuk kehidupan. Inilah semangat baru, tekad raih kesempatan, wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya, wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya, wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya, wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya.
IPB University is transforming into an excellent higher education institution in agriculture, marine, and tropical biosciences. We are committed to strengthen the nation's dignity. We continue to move forward and become a leading university in Indonesia. Not only at the national level, we continue to challenge ourselves to be the best at the global level, and has been consistently increasing our global rank. IPB University has faculties and schools that offer various programs to create a generation of excellence. To provide quality education and the best learning experience, IPB University pursues to advance both national and international accreditation and certification. Listed as the most prospective contributor of innovation in Indonesia, IPB University has research centers that facilitate research in various fields. By innovating perpetually, we can elaborate a sustainable quality of life. IPB University has registered hundreds of innovations, and the number just keeps growing. We breed youth entrepreneurs that drive the nation's independence in the future. IPB University contributes to build society by working with communities in various regions in Indonesia. We are aware of the magnitude of collaboration in fostering innovative mindset to continue growing and developing. IPB University have and will continue to collaborate with diverse partners domestically and globally. IPB University continually contribute at the global level, immersed in consorts of international research and education development. IPB University is committed to continue to grow, brighten the nation's future through innovation. IPB University, inspiring innovation with integrity.
Inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia dan alam semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Kampus terbaik, inspirasi, tebarkan harapan. Kampus terbaik, inovasi, wujudkan impian. Kampus terbaik, integritas, kuatkan tujuan. Kampus terbaik, beri terbaik untuk negeri, untuk dunia, umat manusia dan alam semesta. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. berpacu dalam keunggulan. Lincah pembelajar untuk kehidupan. Inilah semangat baru, tekad raih kesempatan, wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah. Mari bersama hadirkan masa depan dalam langkah dan pikiran agar selalu terdepan, berbekal ilmu dan jiwa pengabdian. Deras arus zaman takkan tertahan, majulah melangkah, oh majulah. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya. Wujudkan kampus terbaik selamanya.
Aspire to become a food technologist? Join the International Undergraduate Program in Food Technology at IPB University. The program is held by the Department of Food Science and Technology at IPB University, the best department with the longest experience in agriculture-based food processing in Indonesia. The program is open to international and Indonesian students. We designed the curriculum to cater the growing demand for food technologists with solid international perspectives. Our graduates have a set of competencies that meets the standards of the American Institute of Food Technologists and the Indonesian qualification frameworks. To bring the international exposure, we offer flexibility for students to pursue mobility or exchange programs, internships, or other activities that are of interest. Enroll in the program now and be one of the brilliant food technologists.
IPB University is committed to continue to grow, brighten the nation's future through innovation.
Good afternoon. Who is
Good
the
afternoon.
who is the chairman?
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, we've got a technical problem in here, so
Okay,
we're
okay.
trying to fixing it. Sorry.
Pak Aziz belum bisa mulai ya?
Ya Pak, kita lagi siapin jadi ada masalah sedikit.
Belum pesertanya cuma 11.
Ya Pak.
Hah?
Belum Pak, belum kita mulai Pak. Webinarnya tunggu Aba dari.
Nggak, pesertanya belum dimasukin ya?
Ya Pak. Sebentar Pak. Ini kita akan masukkan.
Sekarang mau webinar? Mau.
Recording in progress.
Ini berprogres, Prof.
Assalamualaikum rekan-rekan dari Indonesia.
Waalaikumsalam, Prof. Hang Tua. Terima kasih banyak atas kehadirannya.
Terima kasih.
IPB University is transforming into an excellent higher education institution in agriculture, marine, and tropical biosciences. We are committed to strengthen the nation's dignity. We continue to move forward and become a leading university in Indonesia. Not only at the national level, we continue to challenge ourselves to be the best at the global level, and has been consistently increasing our global rank. IPB University has faculties and schools that offer various programs to create a generation of excellence. To provide quality education and the best learning experience, IPB University pursues to advance both national and international accreditation and certification. Listed as the most prospective contributor of innovation in Indonesia, IPB University has research centers that facilitate research in various fields. By innovating perpetually, we can elaborate a sustainable quality of life. IPB University has registered hundreds of innovations, and the number just keeps growing. We breed youth entrepreneurs that drive the nation's independence in the future. IPB University contributes to build society by working with communities in various regions in Indonesia. We are aware of the magnitude of collaboration in fostering innovative mindset to continue growing and developing. IPB University have and will continue to collaborate with diverse partners domestically and globally. IPB University continually contribute at the global level, immersed in consorts of international research and education development. IPB University is committed to continue to grow, brighten the nation's future through innovation. IPB University, inspiring innovation with integrity.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Warm welcome from Bogor, Indonesia. We are delighted to welcome you to the 9th Communique webinar series ASEAN Higher Education Conferences 2023, organized by the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research and Technology, Republic of Indonesia, in collaboration with the Council of Rectors of Indonesian State Universities and Universitas Padjadjaran. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zahra, and I will be the host for today's event. First of all, on behalf of the organizer, I would like to extend our warmest welcome to all the excellencies, Rector of IPB University, Professor Arif Satria, Chancellor of University of the Philippines Los Baños, Mr. Joseph V. Camaco Jr., PhD, Deputy Vice Chancellor in Industry and Community Relation of University Putra Malaysia, Professor Biti Hang Tuah Baharudi, Vice President Sopahno Fung University Laos, Fong Pasit Chantokon, PhD, CEO of Ghanim International SDN PhD Brunei Darussalam, Dr. Nur Rahman, and to Professor Dr. Ing Aziz Boeing Sitanggang from IPB University as our moderators. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to open the 9th Communique webinar series ASEAN Higher Education Conferences 2023, and for a brief moment, would like to invite you to take a position and sing the Indonesia National Anthem, Indonesia Raya. Thank you so much. The Excellencies, Indonesia has the honor to serving as the chair of ASEAN for the 5th times. And in 2023, the chairmanship of Indonesia in ASEAN adopts the theme of ASEAN Matters Epicentrum of Growth. Indonesia will be held 10 Communique webinar series with journal theme A Catalyst for Growth. And today's webinar hosted by IPB University. And today's theme, it's food security and sovereignty. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're moving to the plenary sessions. We'll be led by our moderators, Professor Dr. Ing Aziz Boeing Sitanggang. Professor Aziz is a youngest professor in IPB University and also the Assistant Director of International Program Services Division, Direktorat of Global Connectivity. And to Professor Aziz Boeing, time is yours.
Thank you very much, Zara, for the warm introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I would like to welcome you to the main session of the 9th Communique webinar, ASEAN Higher Education Conference 2023. I am honored to be your moderator for this insightful webinar. Today, we gather virtually from various corners of the ASEAN regions and beyond to discuss one of the most critical topics, namely food security and sovereignty. We have gathered a lineup of distinguished speakers for today who will be sharing their expertise on various topics related to food security and sovereignty, including sustainable agricultural practices. So let me briefly mention the names in here. For the first speaker, we have Professor B.T. Hang Tuah Baharudin. He is the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Industry and Community Relations, University Putra Malaysia. And the second one, we have Professor Dr. Arif Satria, Rector of IPB University, Indonesia. The third one, Jose V. Camacho, Junior PhD, Chancellor, University of the Philippines, Los Baños. And then the fourth one, we have Fong Pasit Chan Takun, PhD, the Vice President, Sopanuvong University. And the last one, we have Dr. Nur Rahman, the CEO of Janin International Sendirian Berhad. Ladies and gentlemen, within this webinar, there will be 5 sessions scheduled that you will not want to miss. Each session will last approximately 15 minutes and will be followed by a short Q&A session. We encourage participants to ask relevant questions related to the topic through the Q&A feature in your computer. The question, of course, will be directly answered after the presentation is finished of each presenter. So once again, please state your name, the name of the speaker to whom you intend to address your question. Without taking further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to welcome our first speaker, Professor B.T. Hang Tuah Baharudin. He is the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Industry and Community Relations, University Putra Malaysia. He got his PhD degree from Liverpool University, United Kingdom, majoring manufacturing, engineering, and industrial management. He is Associate Professor of Mechanical and Manufacturing Engineering. Today, he would like to talk about enhancing research on agricultural sustainability, support academic and student mobility among ASEAN higher education. Professor Hang Tuah, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum. Thank you. I think thank you IPB for inviting me for this talk. I do excuse myself because of I was slightly sore throat, so do forgive me if your my pronunciations are a bit unclear. I think the presentation material is actually with the organizer. Right. Thank you once again. Today I'll be sharing a bit of what UPM have done and what UPM are actually currently going through, especially in enhancing the research on agriculture sustainability, which supports our academic and student mobility among higher education. Next, please. Right. I'm just sharing some of the information that we have currently within Malaysian self-sufficiency ratio. If you can see there, I think we have about only 19 items that we are producing more than 100%, and the rest of our food sources are actually less than that. And then it is made more prevalent during the MCO, during the lockdown, during the COVID time, where when only essential services are allowed to operate, then we realize that how much dependent we are on imports. Due to also high raw material costs, our imports on feedstocks for animals as well as plant inputs such as fertilizers are in the increase, so that we know this in the long run would not be able to, if we continue this trend, we will be having a problem in terms of our own food sovereignty. Next, please. So what do we do with this? As the country is looking at how do we address this issue in terms of the economic structure and then also in food sovereignty. So in the national agenda, we have 15 key economic growth that we're trying to address. And then several projects along the line, so that by 2030, so we would have addressed some of this issue. And then these are being done through R&D, through talent development, and through international and industrial partnership. So this is a key where we are having this discussion today. And stewardship, sustainable policies and practices, these are all things that we are being asked to look into. And then how do we combine all these factors so that we can drive the agenda, so that we can have a better economic growth and sustainable development moving forward. Next. So the issue now is when we talk about agriculture and then agriculture for sustainability, and we also look about food sovereignty. We need to understand that in the current climate and changing climate scenarios, now we need to build resilience and self-sufficiency within one country. Just to share with you that more than 2 billion people suffer from food insecurity, and then while we're having that, we also have a problem whereby in most of the developed countries, 1/3 of our food are actually either lost or wasted due to our current practice of how we handle food. Yeah. And then, the statistics shown that around the world, how many people are actually undernourished, and then even overweight. It's not necessarily overnourished, but overweight. There's more than 2 billion people. Unfortunately, probably I'm one of them. And also we have a concerning and also more challenging issues whereby we have children under 5 which are overweight. There's 40 million of them. So this imbalance in terms of growth are actually something that we need to look into. On the second part of it, we understand that livelihood in agriculture must be considered as moving forward. How do we change that? So our farmers, our agricultures are actually living in a more dignified, more sustainable, more equitable playing field when they're producing for other people, right? So these are also some things that we need to look into. Agriculture employs over 1.1 billion people, and then in some areas, the wealth distribution coming from agricultures are not balanced. Okay, and again, the next stage is we have issue with everybody's talking about United Nations Sustainable Goal. Moving forward, how do we need to address that? And then we have people coming in talking about agriculture is responsible to 80% of global deforestation. So how we address this issue? How do we tackle this concern as well? And then food system release 29% or nearly 30% of global greenhouse gas. How are we handling with this? Try maintaining food security, food sovereignty. In the same time, we are giving this negative impact to the environment. And worse still, in some countries, agriculture accounts for more than 70% of freshwater use. So again, this is also a big issue whereby, in certain nations, water is a scarcity. There's not enough of it, and there's a lot of energy used to produce clean water, and yet we are using this for agricultural practice, which may not be as efficient as it is. So we are using more than it should be. So these are some of the impact in terms of what we try to move in one area in terms of producing food for our own nation, it also giving impact in the global scenario in terms of sustainability. Next one. So what do we do with this? So in UPM, these are the three factors that we are looking into. We are looking into agriculture and food sovereignty. We are looking into climate smart agriculture. So we're producing variety of grains which are resilient to changes in the weather system, such as drought, submerged in water, or disease tolerance. We are developing a frontier technology in agriculture. So using minimal input, minimal water consumption, and things like that. Okay. And the third is actually, how do we empower new and younger generation population into farming? Because as we realize now in Malaysia especially, or probably some part of the world where farmers are aging population, and then in order to bring in new farmers, younger farmers into the ecosystem, we need to do extension work, enhancing and empowering agriculture extension and entrepreneurship to younger generation. Next. So what do we do? Just to share with everyone in the webinar at the moment is that in UPM we've done some of these things. The impact on food sovereignty, what we did is that in UPM we produce certain rice productions which are increasing in yield. We have also a rice breed that are tolerant to certain weather conditions, efficient water usage, efficient harvesting, and so that we can optimize input. We're also adapting new technology so that we can have sensors and mechanization in terms of our productions. Some of the frontier technologies, we have some vegetables that we can reduce the loss of post-harvesting. And then we also produce high-value crops. And then in terms of dairy, there are teams that are working in terms of dairy cattle production, which produce higher milk per head. And then either through different technology, selection of breeds, and also through alternative animal feed. And in aquaculture, we have some projects, and we know that some of these successful projects have increased in fish and shrimp yield. And some of it is disease resistance and high growth rate. And then, we can reach the market faster than the normal tilapia fish, for example. So this will actually ultimately reduce some of the input costs and produce a better yield and better. And in terms of agriculture extension, we are actively involved in several initiatives, including a current one that we are embarking in terms is more entrepreneurial mindset among young generation. How do we encourage younger talent to come in and then become, we call this, we want farmers to be a name which is sexy, sexier than become a medical doctor. So these kind of things need to be embarked and then need to be put in the mindset of younger generation. And how do we do this? We do a lot of training and also engagement with people in the outside. Next. Just to share with you, recently we are given the trust by the government of Malaysia to train underprivileged community, as well as our freshly graduate students who are interested in commercial farming, to involve in our projects and into our full-scale training. Next, can I have the next slide? So, because this is a serious project, because we are using the funding to produce the proper infra for modern farming, and then from that we will train about 130 high technology agripreneur within 2 to 3 years. So they are actually operating within our ecosystem as entrepreneur themselves. And the farms, each and every one of them are running commercial scale, commercial size farming within the university. And that from this, they will get a real feel on how farmings are done in the real world. And then they will have input in terms of assistance and advice and off-takers coming in from various industries that are collaborating with UPM, and then advising body are from actually our staff, our lecturers, our scientists. Next, please. So we have done this in the past, and then we know that this incubator program will then actually yield a better. In the past, we have done this, and then we know that 38% to roughly about 40% become agripreneur themselves, where the 60% remaining are actually being absorbed into workforce within a specific agricultural industry. Next. And then why UPM? Because the government understood that we have the complete agricultural ecosystem. We do a lot of this research can be complemented and then assist the industry. And then to convince the industry further, what we are now doing is that we will showcase some of this technology within the training facilities that we embark with the government, so that it will build more trust, so that this is another step where we would like to ensure we can produce some of this input for agriculture, input for aquaculture ourselves. So, and then reduce the dependency of importing some of these input costs, input products. Okay, just forward this one. So this is just some of the risks which what we realized this, and then we've shown this to the government in order for us to make things successful. So we need to share some of these risks together with our farmers. We cannot just rely on the farmers. We cannot just rely on our farmers to focus, to take all the risks, but we also have to be part and parcel of the risk taking. Then only we will have a successful business model. Next, please. Just quickly looking into what do we do in terms of mobility. We've related to to agriculture and others. So we actually have grant and scholarship for our staff, as well as for incoming staff from other universities around the world through our exchange program. And these are the numbers that we have. So these are some of the 6 main source of grant and scholarship. We have an active Erasmus Plus program with 4 universities in Europe, but we also have a few more within Turkey and other countries. We have a Max scholarship, Mevlana exchange program, Asean University Network. We also have a local Malaysian research grant, and we also provide internal funding. So these are some of the numbers of applicants that have been approved. There's a slight drop in 2020 and 21. There's none due to COVID, but we have the numbers from 2019, and now numbers are starting picking up since 2022. Next, please. So why is this important? So we understood that global visibility and reputation is part and parcel through this engagement. So we do global conferences. This is part of the engagement when we do mobility, because we want to become a strategic partner with other organizations, such as what we're having today. We're also continuously promoting our research strength in the international platform. We do continuous impactful visibility program with all our stakeholders. not only students and partners around the world, but also with other local industries as well as international bodies. We encourage pretty much students and staff at World Labs. This is engagement that we have with other labs around the world, laboratories. And then we leverage on our international alumni. Just to share, I'm happy to say that UPM is having, if it's not the first, we are second of the two top universities in Malaysia that have the most number of foreign international students coming and study with us in Malaysia. Thanks, please. So our mobility program for students, for example, we have, we have 1,600 over inbound, and then people coming from all different countries. And then we also send our students out. We have about 1,200 students going out. These are on the annual basis. So we have all the different summer program, internship and research attachment for our students, other undergraduates as well as research attachment mainly for our postgraduates. And then we also do semester exchange, academic visits and workshops. So these are some of the countries that we have mobility students coming from various different countries. Next. And these are the actual numbers within the last 5 years. During COVID, we did that through virtual, some of it in virtual visit, but in the early stage of 2020, we still captured some of it physically. Excuse me. So just to share, these are some of the top 5 countries. Obviously, top 5, Indonesia, our closest neighbor. I like to call it brothers and sisters in Indonesia. So I think it's the nearest. The next one will be Thailand. So these are the 2 most common, I think, part of the countries that we are happy to do an engagement. And I may say that I never been to IPB, so I probably have to do that as well. So to have an engagement with our partners in IPB and other places in Indonesia. I think that's all from me. Thank you. Oh, these are some of the mobility program as well. So these are some of the things that we do when students come. There's an academic program as well as there's some cultural as well, so that people will see the true value of what we have to offer. And then I would like to welcome participants from who are hearing this presentation to come with us for this journey together. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Very much, Professor Hang Tuah, for your very nice presentation. I'm really sorry because we are over the time, so I think we would like to continue for the next. So next, I would like to introduce our esteemed speaker, Professor Dr. Arif Satria. Professor Arif is Director of IPB University, Indonesia for the 2nd period. He obtained his PhD degree in Marine Social Science from Fukushima University, Japan. He is the Professor of Political Ecology. Today, he would like to present regarding the socio-techno-entrepreneurial program to support sustainable agriculture production and food security. Arif, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, honorable executive university leaders, fellow senior scientists, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and great pleasure for me to deliver a speech in this event, co-hosted by IPB University in collaboration with University of Padjadjaran, the Council of Rector of Indonesian State Universities, ASEAN, and the Ministry of Education, Culture, Research, and Technology of Indonesia. At this very good moment, I would like to extend our warm welcome, especially to distinguished invited speakers and all participants in the 9th meeting of ASEAN Higher Education Conference 2023 webinar series discussing about food security and sovereignty. Ladies and gentlemen, We have multiple issues as global challenge that the world is facing at present. Climate change, Industrial Revolution 4.0, COVID-19 pandemic, and international conflicts such as war, especially between Russia and Ukraine. In the current context, water, energy, food, and land system, these issues directly affect food and agricultural system. The interrelations of pandemics, climate change, and conflict in food and agriculture, of course, now may result in the food crisis. And of course, briefly, a combination of these challenges bring bigger and more serious threats to the system of life. In addition to this, without a consensus of these issues, the idea to end hunger seems unachievable. It may be personal, however, responding to this current condition, keywords that we have to incorporate into our immediate action as our response can be presented as transformation, resiliency, and sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, transformation refers to the process of fundamental and significant change in system, practice, and paradigms. In the context of research and education, transformation is often driven by innovation, agility, and creativity, transducibility, collaboration, and growth mindset in response to change. Resiliency is in research and education focus on building robust systems and educational frameworks that can cope with the uncertainties, climate change, socioeconomic disparities, and other complex issues such as COVID-19 pandemic. And resilient research and educational practices emphasize adaptability, flexibility, and the ability to integrate diverse perspectives, ensuring that knowledge and learning process remain relevant and effective over time. The last one is about sustainability, that entails meeting the needs of the present without promising the ability to future generations to meet their own needs. It involves balancing environmental, social, and economic factors to promote long-term well-being and preservation of natural resources. In research and education, sustainability emphasizes conducting studies, developing educational programs, and implementing practices that foster environmentally friendly and socially equitable solutions. It involves integrating sustainable development principle into research methodologies, curriculum design, campus operation, and community engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to share IPB University vision that is closely related to the interrelationship between transformation, resiliency, and sustainability in research on education. This vision is about IPB University as the techno-sociopreneurial university. Herein, there are two main components needed, such as technopreneurship and sociopreneurship, that are driven by research, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Technopreneurship refers to a kind of entrepreneurship that utilizes innovation for business enterprise, where industry will be benefited. On the other hand, sociopreneurship focuses on social enterprise, where university innovation contributes to societal development. Hereby, IPB University has strong commitment to bring impact locally, nationally, and even globally. And to promote techno-sociopreneurship, we need to create a new learning and research ecosystem. And accordingly, we need to have a new strategy in transforming our curricula. And IPB University finally has established a new curricula for achieving its vision called Curriculum 2020. And based on talent mapping conducted for new students, we have seen that the highest number of first-year students are interested in being entrepreneurs, 43%, besides being professionals and bureaucrats. Seeing this fact, we design our curriculum to meet the students' need, and as we can see from this figure, to become both techno or sociopreneurs within 4 years, students are brought into entrepreneurial ecosystem, starting with awareness and development idea, and business planning, business mentoring, and business incubation. We also have developed various programs such as Startup School, Young Entrepreneur Camp, CEO School, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, as Techno-Sociopreneurial University, IPB University strongly believes that innovation is a key to national development. To produce potential innovations, we need to have a strong research program. This research activity is a key for innovation development. To facilitate the innovation development, IPB University has established Science Techno Park since 2018, where the research at lab scale and even pilot scale are techno-economically assessed, incubated, and finally commercialized. And IPB University, Science Techno Park, we provide multiple buildings where students, graduate, and society can utilize the facilities for transforming their business enterprise. Snapshot of the facilities of pilot plan of ABB University's Science Technopark, where industrial R&D can also jointly utilize, are extraction evaporation system and drying apparatus, such as spray drying, freeze drying, and so on. And herein, as you can see, some of the commercialized products are presented, such as analog rice or not really analog or digital rice, but it is rice usually coming from paddy, but it is rice made from sago, from cassava, and from other materials. Of course, it is important for food diversification and gluten-free noodles for healthy diets. As teaching industry Science Technopark, we are able to produce bottled water where the capacity of the manufacturer is about 2,000 until 3,000 bottles per hour, and this facility can also be accessed by small-scale enterprises and new startup for maklun or toiling their commercial products. During the 2018-2022 period, the number of registered patents were 43,1 with 164 granted patents, and cumulatively we have 800 registered patents and 284 granted patents. This cumulative achievement of ABB granted patents reached 34%. Through business incubator of Science Technopark, due to multiple activities done, as we can see in here, in the level of commercialization innovation up to 35%. Some of our innovation products are already exported. Papaya Kalina has been exported to 11 different countries, Japan, Singapore, India, Malaysia, and so on. Pineapple PK1 has been exported to Japan, South Korea, and Singapore. And currently our frozen fermented soybean or tempeh has been exported to Japan and South Korea. In addition to this, for commercialization of researchers innovation, we already established 22 outlets of Indonesian Universities Serambi Botani in main shopping malls across Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is worth noting that ABB University has been successfully to create and equip startup for up to 115 startups during 4 years. The startups vary in categories such as food and beverage, creative industry, and health and medicine. And starting from 2023, we will produce 60 new startups every year onward, and to fulfill the government's mandate to ABB University. Not all universities in Indonesia are receiving this mandate. The business incubator mandate is only limited to the universities with certain capacity in producing innovation. Additionally, the success rate of the nurture startup at ABB University Business Incubator is up to 70%. As a result, ABB University now become one of the leading university in Science Technopark Indonesia. As a technopractical university, we are proud to mention that ABB has received many awards, such as Presidential Award and other awards coming from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Law and Human Rights regarding the innovation and startup developed from ABB University. Ladies and gentlemen, as I have mentioned before, ABB University is also progressing to be the socio-brilliant university, and we have created community learning center at ABB University, such as One Village, One CEO, Precision Village Data, and Community Farming School, Agribusiness and Technology Park, Tani Center, ABB Innovation Valley, and other community outreach. And through all these activities at Community Learning Center, ABB has reached out, contributed to and nurture 4,200 villages within 29 provinces in Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our flagship activities in Community Learning Center is One Village, One CEO program. ABB actively facilitates students in contributing to village development through the OFOC program. This program aims to modernize agriculture and in villages by using an empirical approach to explore their potential. It focuses on sustainable management based on scientific principles and encourages community capacity building for innovations. The program promotes the participation of young people in exploring agricultural potential, resulting in high value and exportable agricultural products. For example, through OFOC program, coffee farmers in West Java has been able to export their products to 8 countries, while animal farmers who produce composting soil have successfully penetrated 11 countries. In fact, this OFOC program is expected to enhance the interest of young people, improve process efficiency, and make ABB graduate more competitive. It is worth mentioning that President Joko Widodo has expressed appreciation for this program and support its broader development, aiming to realize Indonesia's advanced agricultural aspiration in more villages. The other contribution of APB is about Agribusiness Technology Park. In this ATP is an advanced agricultural facility with around 6-hectare organic farming area, and it addressed the community's need for healthy food using advanced agricultural technology. In ATP IPB provide business support facilities, including nurseries, greenhouse, plantation, and packaging area. As a business unit, ATP collaborates with partner farmers to produce high-quality organic vegetables. ATP produces vegetable seeds and distributed them to the partner farmers for cultivation. And then ATP has the program for educating the farmers to better its production. Their products, such as fresh product, are purchased by APP and marketed to 54 premium supermarkets in Jakarta. In addition to farming, ATP offers agroecotourism tours for students and public visitors, and I think it is good as the agricultural campaign for young people. Ladies and gentlemen, APP continuously promote regional approach to tackle the global problem through education. Starting this year, and APP established accepted new student for smart agriculture. This is for undergraduate programs. It's not for graduate. And this new program is open internationally and will be delivered in English. 4 years program applies international education standard in field of precision and intelligent agriculture to oversee agricultural transformation and accelerate the diffusion of technology to society. Also, the program offers a robust and flexible curriculum that allows students to engage in the learning process and design their own success. And the curriculum is designed to achieve the expected learning outcomes. It is to introduce corporate skills for agriculture that is sustainable and adaptive to climate change. Of course, that the course covers a basic understanding of agricultural science and the use of IoT, instrumentation, automation, spatial science, and other relevant tools. Ladies and gentlemen, I have shown briefly to all of us how IPB transformed to be techno-sociable university in order to respond to global challenge, especially in Indonesia, and to overcome the issue of food crisis. Through this webinar, we believe that through collaboration, we can adapt, change, and correctly respond to the global challenges that we're facing at the moment: climate change, Industrial Revolution 4.0, COVID pandemic, international conflict. We hope we can create transformation, resiliency, and sustainability through partnership for future food system. Once again, I would like to thank the organizing committee for this invitation, and thank you very much for your attention. And I would like to give back the time to moderators at this session. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Professor Arif, for your very interesting talk. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we would like to enjoy a teaser video first before we continue our program. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, we have already seen 2 presentations coming from Malaysia and from Indonesia. But before we continue our webinar, I would like to remind us once again that we encourage participants to ask relevant questions related to the topic through the Q&A feature in your computer. The question, of course, will be directly answered after the presentation is finished. Please state your name and the name of the speaker to whom you intend to address your question. So next, we have our next speaker. That will be Jose D. Camacho Jr. PhD, who is the Chancellor for the University of Philippines, Los Baños. He received doctoral degree in economics with specialization in economics, education, labor, and human resource in Kyoto University, Japan. Today, Mr. Jose will be delivering a talk entitled The Role of Research and Innovation to Support Sustainable Agriculture Production and Food Security.
Hi, good afternoon. And may I thank the organizers of this important ASEAN Higher Education Conference for the invitation to speak before you. Let me first congratulate the organizers and the participants. I'm Jose Camacho Jr. I'm the 10th Chancellor of the University of the Philippines, Los Baños. And as mentioned, I obtained my doctoral degree in economics at Kyoto University, my master's degree at the International Institute of Social Studies, Erasmus University in The Hague, Netherlands. I chair the Technical Working Group on Graduate Education under the Commission on Higher Education of the Office of the President of the Philippines. I also chair the Technical Panel on Economics on the same Commission on Higher Education. So today, I will present our rebranded research and extension agenda, which we call the Agora. The UPLB rebranded Agora is inspired by our pursuit of the Sustainable Development Goals. More particularly, on the United Nations SDG 17, which focuses on partnership towards realization of the SDG that will build the most robust, effective collaboration. Collaborations and partnerships are important in pursuing our goals and objectives, particularly in pursuit of social transformation and inclusive sustainable development goals. Next. We all know that as an academic institutions, we host a number of research and innovation centers. We play key important roles in this pursuit of a successful collaborations and partnerships with other development institutions that pursue the attainment of the Sustainable Development Goals. As an academic and research institutions, we have the power, we have the potentials to convene these stakeholders. To convene means that we can host partnerships or providing the secretariat because of our expertise. We can provide key information and essential data to the partnerships or collaborations. Because of our expertise, we can monitor and evaluate these collaborative activities. And we can present evidence-based policies as host of these academic and research institutions. And mainly, we do innovations, we do teaching and research. In other words, we can provide the theory both with the goal end of having this being practiced. Next. Therefore, collaboration and partnership would enhance that innovation. And this will redound to higher quality of teaching, learning process, and the research that we pursue in the university. Especially those research that are integrative, interdisciplinary, towards translational research, towards technology transfer or commercialization, or the application of this technology or knowledge generated, and ultimately adoption of the communities or stakeholders that will enhance efficiency, income, and productivity. In other words, this innovation will enhance or enable a conditions of a conducive ecosystem for innovation. Next. In UPLB, as I mentioned in the early presentation or slide, we have crafted during the height of the pandemic a research and extension agenda, which we call the Agora. Agora is in Greek means marketplace. But for us, Agora, which is our rebranded research extension and innovation agenda in UPLB, this means that we will contribute into accelerating growth through one research and extension in action. Next. Agora, as I mentioned, is a marketplace or the Agora of pioneering and demand-driven research and extension for development and innovation through a framework of systems thinking, solutions making, and in our vision for the university, using a future-proof, future-ready paradigms. It has 4 pillars. The Agora has 4 pillars. Food security, next is on One Health, and then resilience and sustainability, future communities and institutions. Next. For food security, the context is that we wish to contribute in the ensuring of food availability, particularly those in the rural areas, in their effort to combat world hunger and malnutrition due to food insecurity, because of the increasing cost of inputs like fertilizer and the other inputs, important inputs, water, for example, fertilizer, that contribute hugely in the overall production costs, and thus makes this more costly for farmers to produce, especially with the increasing population, not just in the Philippines, but in the region or in the world as well. Next. And what we have pursued in terms of food security is a partnership with higher and research education institutions. For instance, this is just part and parcel of what we have pursued more recently in our participation with Canadian University Conference, where on the left side, we were joined by a number of state universities and colleges in the Philippines. We have forged partnership and collaboration with them. We went to Canada and then established what we call the Philippines-Canada Network for Sustainability, or the PCNS. And you can see on the right side, the partnerships and collaborations that we have forged with these universities whose research goals are, for instance, on climate action leadership, on food security strategy, in pursuing sustainable campus through circular economy, a food system that is anchored on indigenous food systems, and with our partnership with the University of Saskatchewan through the Global Institute on Food Security, and with Capilano University, that of a pursuit on eco-friendly agroforest enterprise and on cybersecurity and disaster management. So all of this are part of our partnership towards food security research innovation. Next. And so as we pursue food security and sovereignty as part of the Agora, the ultimate goal is indeed to increase income and to reduce the cost of input, the cost of inputs, which we estimate that because of these efforts, about $50 per hectare will be saved. At the same time, we improve soil health through the use of biofertilizers. This BioN, a biofertilizer, is one of the innovations that our scientists and researchers have done in the past years that will ultimately increase yield, enhance shoot and root growth, the health of soil, and would ultimately enhance crop resilience. Next. And our food security efforts on innovation, on food security and sovereignty research, it's a focus on a strategic action towards a grand pivot to agriculture. Next. And these are the implementing framework of the grand pivot to agriculture. As you can see, in the core are the basic inputs, seeds, biofertilizer, and water. And you can see at the outer core are the research trusts that will enable this grand pivot to agriculture. Next. We will now proceed to a video that we have made for the Agora. Next. Please watch this video.
I'm sorry, Chancellor. We think that the video doesn't contain any sounds.
No sound. Sorry, sir.
Yeah,
There is no
the
sound.
video doesn't. There's no sound in between the video.
Yeah. We are just checking
Is it,
some.
is it okay? Okay, we continue it. Okay, we got
Can
it.
you hear it now?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you. This is just 4 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Camacho, Chancellor. Thank you very much. Terima kasih, Pak Hang Tua.
Thank you, Rector of IPB University, Bapak Arif. Yeah, thank you very much for your very nice presentation, Chancellor Yose. But I would like to ask just a short question. Actually, how long has this initiative, this Agora initiative, been launched, and what are the common, let's say, bottlenecks when you first launched this Agora initiative? Please.
This is now being implemented for about nearly 3 years now, but it took us a year to complete the consultation with our stakeholders. It's not just about thinking of the framework, but before the framework, before the key 4 pillars, the definitions, there were massive talks and consultation with the whole university and with external stakeholders that we have. And that it took us about 6 months, and then refinements to again the next 3, up to its launching to another 3 months. So it took us a year because we wish to target all the SDG goals, but given the resource constraints that we're faced with, and given our mandate and our expertise, we collapse this SDG into 4 pillars, which you have seen. In other words, for 1 pillar, it targets about several other pillars. Like for food security and sovereignty, then that can just simply be one of the pillars. But at the same time, it can also target poverty reduction plus other related pillars. So in other words, it took us some time, but we're happy because after this crafting of the research agenda, this is the one that we're presenting to funding institutions, development institutions. They asked us what are our priorities and how do we respond to the sustainable development goals. And so we just present this 4 pillars into what we call the Agora. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Yose, for your answer. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Phongpasit Chantakun, PhD. He is the Vice President of Sopanuvong University, London. He received his doctoral degree in 2012 from Animal Science, majoring in ruminant nutrition from Konkan University. Today, he would like to talk about research on sustainable agriculture. So please, Dr. Phongpasit, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, the organizer, and thank you for inviting me to this conference. The first of all, I would like to say that now I am in Thailand, so during another meeting also, so I have very short time. But anyway, I try to do my best for in my title. The first, I just knew that the name of the ASEAN Higher Education Conference and and my title. So on the research sustainable agriculture in Laos. So for the food security and sovereignty, I just see really only 2 days. So I'm sorry about that. Actually, I have a lot of information about the food security. Anyway, I will talk about the research on sustainable agriculture in Laos. The first slide I would like to introduce you about the Laos. So next, please. Yeah, in Laos we have 8 province, and and we have 148 districts, and also the Laos. We are in the landlocked, so we try to do the land link. That's why we have the railway from the China just finished last 2 years. I think now it's very convenient to us to go from the Vientiane to Luang Prabang or to the China. The more than 60% of the 7 million people in Laos, so they live in the rural area, and 80% is the farmer, and that you said that a lot of things is modern, but in Laos is still, traditional. That's why the money in Laos you can see in the news that we are very top in the ASEAN, so but we still can live. And the farmer also, they have the farmer size of about 2.4 hectare per house per house. Next. And actually, our policy about the agriculture sustainable, we have the ASEAN partner and the FAO that we try to help Lao government to do the policy to make the framework for the green and sustainable agriculture. So for the main step of the institutionalization of the conservation agriculture in Laos, we have many steps to go up to set the standard of the decay of the conservation. The first in 2004, that National Agriculture Ecology Program, they have been run, and then they make the one of the decay for promote the conservation of the agriculture, and after that they have to develop to another ecology in the 2007. And after that, after 2 years that we try to make the center for the National Conservation Agriculture Center. And after that, we develop and improve for make the declare to integrate with the conservation agriculture and rural development program in Laos in 2007. And after that, in 2012, we make another initiative on the conservation for the agriculture. After we finish this, and then we go to the member of the what AEC and what is for WTO, AEC and WTO. Next, please. And another one is the step for the organic agriculture that we try to develop because a lot of the problem after we open the country, a lot of the pesticide that they use the chemical, and we try to make the declare about organic of agriculture standard. And every year we start from the 2004, and we develop until we the strategic plan for the national organic agriculture develop. Next, please. And now the successful of now we use the basic standard is the organic agriculture and also good agriculture practice that we use and try to develop and expand, promote to all the country. Next, please. That you see here that after we start implement from the 2019, and we have the target to success for the good agriculture practice on the 50,000 farm, and also organic agriculture 35,000 farm. Next, please. This is a representation for the eco-ecology in Laos that we try to bind together. Is we have the agroforestry, organic agriculture, and also integrated health management and conservation agriculture, and also the system of life intensification. Next, please. And for the agroforestry, before COVID, very significant in Laos when we have the declare about the conservation for the national policy. But after COVID, is the reforest areas decreased. So, but now I think that will be improved. So that's what the policy about the agroforestry try to promote to the company that to do the to how to conservation in the national park. Now we have the national park, 6 national park, and the national protection area about 19 area, and national statutory 1. Next, please. And for the organic agriculture, we try to promote that. I said they have the target to about the 35 farm, and but in case of Luang Prabang province, we promote that adapt with the organic farm to be the tourists, to learn the traditional of the organic farm. That's also we have the ADB to support the organic farm in Laos that can help to reduce the property and to preserve the environment. That the project the boosting income about over than 64,000 smallholder farmers. Next, please. This is also the number of the tourists before COVID that you can see the number is really significant. We have every year is more than 4 million, 3 million, but after COVID and we go very difficult to move on about the tourists. So this is the one of the problem that we have to think more about the adapt with the agriculture and tourists. And also here, Indonesia also have a lot of tourists to come to my country, Asia Pacific, yeah, almost ASEAN. Next, please. But the integrated farm, we still have a lot of the upland area that they have a lot of the integrated farm, but the problem is the irrigation. You know, they just only have one season for rainy season only to do this in the mountain area, and integrated farm. Yeah, the next is okay. That's I says last slide that I would like to link with this slide. This year we have very big problem with the PM 2.5. You know, after that we have the student to do the research that's found that the content test PM 2.5 is quite over standard about on March and April in Laos. So the problem I think is this year the corn and cassava is very quite expensive, you know, in Laos. Then the farmer they gain a lot of money, so they try to you know, to expand the area, and after that they burn the area. So that's why this year we have this problem on the March and April. Next, please. And another research also they try to do the integrated with the corn for animal feed. Almost this COVID they sent to the Vietnam, and it's very significant about on the NPK when they planted integrate with the peanuts and soybean, and they separate with the use the fertilizer soil and non-fertile, and they found with peanuts what the significant higher than another legume. Okay, next. So for the research and sustainable on agriculture in Laos, I think the first public they already have the detail, the resource, the policy already they have, and also ecology also they have, but not seen that not so get the outcome that, you know, with like you know, we already all the thing about the conservation and the sustainable on agriculture. We have already the policy, we have already the declare, and now just wait only the action plan or the promote to the smallholder farmer. Anyway, this is all of my presentation, but I would like to talk about my university on the food security a little bit, because I saw another presentation talk about the entrepreneurs. So in Suparnawong University in Laos, we also have the entrepreneur subject that we add to the all curriculum in Laos. So this is very new for us. I'm very interested with the Professor Hang Tao. If you have chance, you can come to my university and, you know, make our train for my staff. And we also have the incubation center to link with the entrepreneur. And in the Faculty of Agriculture and Forest Resource, we have one of the Department of Food Science and Technology also. We try to make the lab for the standard, for the national standard. Now we try to make the qualify about that. We try to do the salmonella or E. coli something. And another thing, yeah, food safety. Yeah, we try to do the food safety for the tourists because Luang Prabang province is tourist area. So thank you very much for the organizer. Thank you very much for inviting me to join with your conference. And I hope that in the future we can see all the presentation in my university. Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pong Pasit, for your nice presentation. I think your presentation is on time, or I would like to say in time. So I think I would like to ask one question. Within your presentation, you mentioned about agroecology to be seen as a holistic view, especially for transforming food system in Laos. Could you please explain a little bit the experiences having owned by your university, how to transform food system, especially in Laos, please?
Yeah, for ecology, we also go to the smallholder farmer to train them what they have in the forest resource, and and try to help them to make the benefit from the forest. And another area like Unpad Jolapa, they also do like ecology, ecotourism. That they try to conservation of the forest, and also they have the rifle, they have the traditional show, they have the to conservation of the fish of the water, and it's very good and very benefits of our lives when we go there. So this is some example that I'm ready to talk about.
Thank you very much. So it means that the university has done so many things regarding for transforming this food system, especially in. Once again, thank you very much, Dr. Pong Pasit. Ladies and gentlemen, within this webinar, we would like to have our prominent speaker as well from the industry. So hereby, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Nur Rahman. He is the Chief Executive Officer from Jalan International Corporation, Brunei Darussalam. He received his doctoral degree in the field of veterinary medicine from Bangladesh Agricultural Universities. So today, he would like to talk about the efforts being done to promote the sustainable agriculture. So please, Dr. Nur Rahman, the stage is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable moderator and MC, fellow talented and learned speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon to you all. First of all, thanks to the organizer for inviting me to speak in this very prestigious webinar. I am probably the odd person out among all the university talents. So I'm not working for any university. I work for the government of Brunei. It might be, you might find that how I ended up in Brunei. I was born in Bangladesh, studied in Bangladesh, then I migrated to Australia in 1993, and I studied in Australia as well. Then I have been hired by the government of Brunei as the CEO of Ghanim International. Ghanim International is a 100% Brunei government-owned company, and we have got about 5 brands under the company. Next slide, please. So as a company, our vision is to be an iconic halal brand in the world that excels through innovation and virtue. And as our strategy is to delivering as the global standard brand and the most trusted company for providing halal product solutions. So we want to be a halal product solutions provider for local market and international market. So our missions are very clear: excel and lead the industry and raising the bar of society's lifestyle, solutions through accurate science and innovation, social responsibilities for health and well-being, quality, convenience and competitiveness, and sustainable brand growth. So when we do sustainable brand growth, obviously we want to be sustainable in terms of the environment as well. So we have, at the moment, we have 4 brands. Brunei Halal Foods brand is our main brand. Then the other initiatives we have recently set up a Brunei Food Industry Development Multi-Purpose Processing Facility. From this facility, we support local SMEs and also local food industries, so as they can come and use this facility as their platform to produce in larger volumes. So our aim is to develop the local food industry in Brunei. And then our next brand is the Junction. Junction is our retail outlets, which is Brunei owned and operated convenience store. And the last one is BLPC, Brunei Local Produce Center. I think BLPC is the most relevant to today's discussion and the webinar. Next slide, please. So we, as an organization, as a country, we strongly believe that there is a strong relationship between the sustainable agriculture, economic profitability, environmental sustainability, and social and economic responsibility. So keeping that in our view, so this government of Brunei is committed to maintain about 65 to 70% of our land still as rainforest, and government is committed to maintain that way. So Brunei government's strong view is to maintain the sustainable environment for Brunei and for international and for the region. Next slide, please. So how we ended up in, this is just a background about the Brunei Local Produce Center. As an organization, our main objective is to provide food security for country, import substitution product, increasing export, diversification of economy, and supporting the local SMEs. So these are the 5 main objectives we have. So with that note, when the COVID-19 hit the country and the world, so our farmers in Brunei, they were in serious difficulty because the local farmers, they have produced and they sell to the local markets, bazaars, every Wednesday and Saturday. So when because of the COVID, when these we call tamu or bazaar, when they were closed, we have been asked as an organization to support the local farmers. So we went around and collected all the producers from the farmers and supplying to the local market, to the retailers, to the corporates, to the local households. That's where, and to the restaurants and so forth. So that's where we started engaging ourselves with the local farmers and the local producers. Next slide, please. So then what we looked at when we started doing this, we found that there's a serious business opportunity and opportunity to support local farmers and local agriculture. With that note, we came up with the 5 objectives, and our current objectives for the buy local produce centers are: number 1, increase productivity of agricultural produce for consistent supply to consumers, and improve good agriculture practices in Brunei, improve livelihood for farmers through market access. That's where our farmers were struggling, because Brunei is a small market, and the farmers, when they grow, they cannot increase their productivity because they may not be able to sell in their own initiatives. Where we stepped in and we bring products into our factory and we further process and pack and store and supply to the local market. And we have planned to go into international market like air freight to Singapore, Dubai, and other markets. So that's how we can actually increase the productivity of agricultural produce in Brunei. Then improve environmental sustainability as well. So our farmers, to make sure that they have the agricultural practices and also they have got the environmental sustainable growth for their producers as well. So, and compliance with international standards. So we want to make sure that our farmers are complying with the international standards so that we can produce this product in a standard facility, in a factory, and then we can supply to the local market and to the international market. Next slide, please. So with that note, how we are actually coordinating the program is we created a one-stop center for our local farmers. So we have registered the farmers, relevant farmers. We have got a registration process, and then we buy directly from the farmers. Our team will go with the vans and they bring the products and then deliver to our Junction store. As you have seen, Junction is our retail outlet. So we bring the producers into our retail outlet and distribute to direct selling through the other Junction or other retail outlets and weekend markets and the supermarkets. And the other area is we do value add of the producers. So we bring the producers into our factory and then we process and then pack, vacuum packed or layer packed, and to increase shelf life of the produce so that nothing can go rotten very quickly. So as you know, agricultural produces are perishable and they can go rotten very quick. So our factory, we have created purposely in a way that we would bring this and pack in a way so that we can extend the shelf life so that we can supply to the local retailers and to the international market. There's a weekend market called Pasar Kitani. We also sell. We do both. We buy from the farmers and we sell to the public through this Pasar Kitani. So, and also we supply to the other supermarkets. Next slide, please. So I think wider market access, what we have done is probably, this is my last slide, my short presentation. So wider market access for local produce. So as an organization, as a government-owned company, our objective is to support the local farmers, local businesses. So we are a local, we are import aggregator, and we act as an export aggregator as well. So what we do, we collect the product from the local businesses and local producers, and then we aggregate and supply to the local market, and then we also export to the other market. I'm talking about here only the agricultural producers, but we do that for the other products as well. We have about 115 products in our product list. So we do that. We act as a local import aggregator and as an export aggregator. As you can see that, so previously there was no facility to pack the corn into vacuum pack. So very quickly they can go rotten. So we have just used this example only. So we would buy whatever the number from our organization. We said whatever the volume you can produce, we will be able to take it. So that gives the farmers the ability to produce more, and they are a bit safe in terms of the producing. So we have got the banana. We buy bananas. We do banana chips and other products from banana. We do pineapple. We buy pineapple, wash, clean, and cut into pieces, pack them, and retail them into supermarkets. So we have planned to. We haven't started exporting yet because our factory just commenced for last 3 months. So we will be exporting to international market. That's how we want to integrate with the local producers and support the local producers, and so that maintain the sustainability in agricultural producers. So I am the last speaker. I understand that everybody must be tired, so I don't want to longer my presentation. As you can see, this is a slide of our different activities. This is our picture of our factory and some of the activities of our team, and also opening of our factory recently. And you can see some of our products here as well, some of the sample of product pictures. And our aim is to bringing the best of Brunei to the world. So that's our center. Thank you very much for listening to me. I'm happy to answer any question if there is any.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nur Rahman, for your very nice presentation. From the audience, I think we have 1 or 2 questions. I would like to ask you a very short question actually regarding this initiative. Excuse me? Can you hear me?
No, can you repeat that, please? Sorry, repeat the volume, please.
Okay, good. Yeah, from your presentation, I've seen that you have this initiative to buy from the local farmers, and then within your one-stop center, you try to elevate, increase the added value, and you also distribute it to the other wholesale markets or other supermarkets. May we know how many local farmers actually involved within this initiative?
At the moment, we have about 90 farmers already registered with us, and then there are more farmers will be coming. Because our registration process is, we want to make sure that the good agricultural practices are there and their producers are reasonably good quality and so forth. So we have about 90 plus farmers, but we are increasing. We are closely working with the Ministry of Primary Resources and Tourism in Brunei, and they are also helping us, coordinating together. We are helping the farmers so that farmers can lift their game. This is an opportunity for the farmers to become to implement the good agricultural practices so that they can be listed with us. So this is an incentive for them. There will be more farmers interested to take this opportunity because there are more farmers every day. We are getting interested to, this is first of its type. Alhamdulillah, we have taken the initiative. We believe that as a small country, our population is small, so we need to work together to grow. And during the COVID time, we have noticed and we have experienced the shortage of food items. As you know, that Brunei is a import-based country. Our main revenue is from the oil and gas. So during COVID, it was a challenge for us that we would not be able to get products produced from overseas market. So that's why we have taken that seriously, how we can actually do sustainable agriculture, how we can actually support the local farmers and grow our agriculture locally, not only agricultural produce, other food. This is for the food security for Brunei and for the region.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nur Rahman. I hope that this initiative will continue to grow. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we have heard very interesting talks, over 5 presenters in here. So, there is one question actually coming to our board. The question is about, what do you think to be the key factors for enhancing food security regionally and globally? I would like to give this opportunity first to Professor Hang Tuah, because we've got limited time previously. So please, Professor Hang Tuah.
Well, ASEAN has a role to play. I think that so we should leverage and the strength of each of the country. You know, say that one country can produce rice better than other countries. So this is where we can do barter trade or other trade agreement between ASEAN, so that if we can, as an individual country, be sustainable in terms of our food sovereignty, at least as a regional cooperation entity, the region can be self-sustaining. You know, for example, Malaysia and Indonesia are very strong in palm oil, so we can be the supplier to that for the region, and other region will then complement on other food crops for the other usage or within the ASEAN members. So that's my idea. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Hang Tuah. So probably Chancellor Jose, would you like to share your mind? All right. I'm gonna move to Dr. Fong Pasit probably.
Yeah, I would like to add a little bit about the learning outcome from the research for the conservation. You know, the two things that we found that for the agroecology, when we train the smallholder farmer, you know, they already have the packet or the product. It's really beautiful. But the problem is the market, you know. This is the keyword for the sustainable. I don't know, is after we train and then they can manage for the sustainable or not. And the second thing about the national park, they try to do national park like ecotourism. And we found the problem when COVID pandemic, you know, this is a very problem about on conservation of the national parks. So that is two things that I would like to add in here. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fong Pasit. And Dr. Nur Rahman, I would like to repeat once again the question regarding the key factors for enhancing food security globally and regionally, especially in the ASEAN region. Please.
Is that to me? Sorry.
Yes,
yeah.
Right.
So it's important that our regional cooperation, especially ASEAN can be a very strong force internationally in terms of the agriculture, in terms of the market, and we can probably create the market an opportunity for the growth of our local producers and local farmers. We have very strong agricultural producers in the region. We have got population as well in different countries. But what I echo with the professor's comment that our cooperation and collaboration within the ASEAN countries need to be stronger so that we can be benefiting from each other. So with that note, as you can imagine that we have set up our factory, and this factory has got 4 different lines, so that in one factory is actually 4 factories. So instead of producing just one line of product, we did not look at the commercially, we looked at how for the food security for Brunei and for the region as well. So we can produce 1 or 2 containers from each of the lines. So in one day, we can produce probably 10 containers per day. So Brunei is a small market. We did not look at just Brunei. We can supply to the other countries, for example, Singapore and other countries in the ASEAN region. We can probably help and support. So that is an important initiative by the Brunei government, and we can also work together with the other countries, because most of our ingredients and recipes and the raw materials coming from other neighboring countries, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from Vietnam, from other countries, and Thailand. So for that matter, it's an important initiative that we have taken, which can help the region seriously. So with that initiative, I would suggest that we can collaborate and organize this kind of webinar so that we can cooperate together to continue to increase and improve our food security for the region.
Thank you very much, Dr. Nur Rahman. So, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we have got substantial information regarding our topic today, food security and sovereignty, from our prominent speakers. And of course, on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to convey our gratitude to all of our speakers today, Professor B.T. Hang Tuah Baharudin, Professor Dr. Arif Satria, Professor Jose D. Kamako Jr., and Dr. Fung Fasid and Dr. Nur Rahman. I'd like to thank you for your participation throughout these 5 presentations. And with this, I would like to give several remarks on several presentations that we had, such as future food system will need to adjust its supply to sustain rapidly rising global population. That is for sure for us, especially in ASEAN. The future food system should offer food that is affordable to all while providing enough nutritional value. Besides, it also facilitates a positive and also offering really substantial support for the preservation of our land, water, and energy resources, influencing the supply of nutritious food and promoting a higher demand for healthy dietary choices are needed to provide healthy and productive populations, especially in the ASEAN, while lowering the degradation of our environment. So I believe from the perspective of universities, we have several efforts have been done by University of Los Banos, UPM, IPB University, and other as well from Laos and from the industry, from the perspective of industries. So I believe these are the modalities that we need to grow together within the ASEAN region. By this, once again, I would like to thank you for all your participation, and I would like to give this opportunity back to our MC. Please, Zara.
Thank you very much, Professor Aziz Boeing, for the moderating a very fruitful discussion today. And of course, thank you so much to all the speakers for presenting us with such an informative and engaging presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, now that we are at the end of our sessions, let us to acknowledge the hard work and decision of our organizing, and big thank you to everyone who involved in this webinar. We also have an important reminder to filling out the form link in the chat box to receive your certificate, and please provide us the valuable feedback. It's a great pleasure to me for being hosting today, and thank you so much and have a pleasant day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much.
Thank you valuable
Thank you so much,
speakers,
everyone.
Prof. Hang Tua, Prof. Yose, Dr. Fong Pasit, and Dr. Nur Rahman.
Thank you.
very
Thank
much
you
for
for the
your
invitation.
participations.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
very much.
Very much
Thank you very
appreciate
much,
it.
Dr. Nur Rahman. Thank you very much, Prof. Hang Tua. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hope to see you in Bogor.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Assalamualaikum.
Record.
Selamat datang di IPB University, kampus hijau penuh prestasi, dinamis dan penuh karya, unggul akademik dan risetnya.
Ayo masuk IPB, kampus terbaik penuh inovasi. Berintegritas dan menginspirasi. Tunggu apa lagi? Ayo masuk IPB.
Beragam fakultasnya, asri dan hijau lingkungannya.
3, 2, 1, go! Here we go! Welcome to IPB University Bogor, lokasinya teduh suasananya. Bertemu teman dari seluruh Nusantara, Jawa, Sumatera, hingga Papua. Kita bersama raih asa seluasnya, gapai cita bersama banggakan orang tua. Ya, we are here to call us the nation. Satu IPB untuk satu nation. Haha, come on!
Berpadu satu raih asa, bersama